What's wrong with Angel Reese's shot?
The recent release of Angel Reese's practice footage has sparked intense debate across social media, and the numbers tell a story that's impossible to ignore. While Reese continues to position herself as the queen of the WNBA, the evidence from both her on-court performance and training sessions suggests a different narrative. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark's unprecedented impact on the league has created a chasm so wide between the two players that it's reshaping how we evaluate star power in women's basketball.
I mean, guys, this is just, she's putting in extra work with pads and fighting through contact. Well, number one, they shouldn't even have pads. And there should be a third person down there, but that's okay. I mean, nothing's going right here. I don't know why she keeps dropping her hands every time she goes to shoot, but she does, and that gives everybody a chance to come in and block her.
I don't know why she keeps dropping her hands every time she goes to shoot, but she does, and that gives everybody a chance to come in and block her. Chicago Sky fans got an unexpected glimpse into Angel Reese's training regimen when practice footage surfaced showing the forward working on fundamental basketball skills. What should have been a routine training session instead became a viral moment for all the wrong reasons. The footage revealed a player struggling with basic shooting mechanics, particularly on layup shots that any professional basketball player should convert with consistency.
And I'm going to be honest, the coaching staff, Tyler Marsh, everybody in her inner circle that looks at stuff like this and says, yeah, this is completely fine. Keep doing what you're doing. This is completely fine. Keep doing what you're doing. All of you guys, the coaching staff, you need to get smacked up. Tyler, you need to, dude, the guy behind Angel Reese looks shorter than me. I'm a pure human being. I'm a regular human being. This guy is shorter than me, dude.
The guy behind Angel Reese looks shorter than me. I'm a pure human being. I'm a regular human being. This guy is shorter than me, dude. In the viral clip, Ree can be seen practicing layup drills, but the execution was far from professional. Standard basketball analysts quickly pointed out fundamental flaws in her technique, noting that she appears to use her palm to push the ball rather than controlling it with her fingers. A technique that's virtually unheard of at the professional level. Some fans captured the sentiment perfectly, stating they initially thought the footage was just a joke post due to the unusual.
Look, we got to be honest about Angel Reese here. We've got to be honest. She can't score layups. That's a fact. That's a fact, and we need to question. Angel Reese needs a new trainer. I said it over the summer. Why? Because Angel Reese was practicing tween sidestep middies. Like, I'm gonna tweet it out. And I'm like, why are people surprised? Why are Sky fans surprised that Angel is still struggling with layups?
The practice footage becomes even more concerning when viewed alongside Reese's current season statistics. She's shooting an abysmal 1% from the field through 6 games, with particularly devastating numbers on layups, converting just 31. 5% of her 54 layup attempts. To put this in perspective, these are statistics that would be concerning for a high school player, let alone a professional athlete earning a WNBA salary.
With 54%, and then right at third place, you have Angel Reese with 54 with a 31% shooting percentage, man. Man, honestly.
Basketball shooting coach Adrian Ross provided a detailed analysis of Reese's practice footage, highlighting multiple mechanical issues that explain her poor shooting performance. Ross noted that Reese's offhand completely covers her face during her shooting motion, with her palm facing inward, a positioning that's odd and counterproductive to proper shooting form.
And then you get to Angel Reese, and she's at 31.5% percentage of her layups. She's attempted 54. She's made 31.5%. And she is, as I scroll down, she's the lowest in terms of making her layups.
She's attempted 54. She's made 12%. And she is, as I scroll down, she's the lowest in terms of making her layups. If you're enjoying, please subscribe. Perhaps most concerning is Reese's tendency to shoot from her hip rather than her shoulders despite standing 6 feet 3 inches. As one analyst noted, when a player shoots from the hip, it's indicative of a player's lack of adequate size and strength, but Rhea is neither frail nor weak. This fundamental flaw in her shooting mechanics explains why her field goal percentage has actually declined from her rookie season's already poor 1% to this year's catastrophic 31. 1% of practice footage also revealed issues with Reese's shot preparation. She consistently dips the ball too low after catching it, creating wasted motion that negates any momentum in her shot. Attempt her legs aren't properly bent, forcing her to rely too heavily on her upper body. For power, a recipe for inconsistency that shows up clearly in her game statistics.
Reese has a tendency to shoot from her hip instead of her shoulder sometimes. Granted, not everybody will have textbook shooting form, and that's okay. In Reese's case, however, the fact she is shooting from the hip at 6'3" is inexplicable. When a player shoots from the hip, it's indicative of a player's lack of adequate size and strength. But Reese is neither frail nor weak. No, Reese is definitely not frail, definitely not weak. She's strong. You can tell Angel Reese is strong as an ox.
Reese's shooting struggles extend far beyond just practice footage. Her shot chart against the Dallas Wings tells a brutal story of inefficiency despite taking 92% of her shots from within 10-foot prime scoring territory. For any post player, she's converting just 28. 0% from within 3 feet and 36. 8% from 3 to 10 feet. These numbers are historically bad for a professional basketball player operating primarily in the paint. The trend becomes even more concerning when examining Reese's game-by-game performance. She has missed her first shot attempt in 5 of the 6 games she's played this season. This pattern has become so predictable that Stadium Live has been running a betting segment on whether Rhea will make her opening shot, with videos accumulating over 1 million views as fans watch her consistently fail to convert.
Angel Reese is now shooting under 30% from the field, and she mainly shoots layups. At what point are we going to stop taking her seriously as a basketball player?
One particularly damaging sequence occurred during a game against the New York Liberty, where Rhea went 0 for 8 in a stretch that included multiple missed layups followed by offensive rebounds. And additional misses. This type of sequence epitomizes the inefficiency that's plaguing not just Reese's individual performance, but the entire Chicago Sky offense. While Reese struggles with basic basketball fundamentals, Caitlin Clark has created an entirely different conversation around women's basketball. Clark's return to Iowa for a preseason game against Brazil demonstrates the vast difference in star power and fan engagement between the two players. The Indiana Fever's exhibition game at Carver Hawkeye Arena sold out in 37 minutes, with average resale ticket prices reaching $670. To put this perspective, this represents the highest ticket prices for any WNBA game since tracking began in 2015. The game drew 3 million viewers on ESPN, containing a 13% increase from last year's regular season average, with a peak viewership of 6 million.
Angel Reese, right there, blocked. You see the list of top blocked 18 times. 18 times? She got some janitors to help her practice. I mean, it kind of looks that way. This drill isn't realistic. They need a third defender. She's always triple teamed because of her gravity.
Clark's performance in the game justified the hype. She scored 16 points on 6 of 10 shooting, including 4 of 6 from three-point range, while adding 6 rebounds and 5 assists in just 19 minutes of action. Her opening shot, a signature deep three-pointer from beyond the logo, sent the crowd into a frenzy and perfectly encapsulated why fans are willing to pay premium prices to watch her play. The economic disparity between Clark and Rhea extends far beyond individual game ticket prices. According to Indiana University finance professor Ryan Brewer, Clark was responsible for 5% of all WNBA economic activity during her rookie season. His projections for the 2025 season suggest Clark's economic impact could eclipse $1 billion, a staggering figure that demonstrates her transformative effect on the league. Clark's influence on ticket prices is consistent across all venues. Fever home games are averaging $197 on the secondary market, more than double last season's $92 average. Away games command even higher prices, averaging $272, a clear indication that fans are following Clark, regardless of where she plays the contrast with Reese's drawing power, couldn't be more stark. While specific attendance figures for Sky games aren't detailed in available data, the viral nature of Reese's practice footage and consistently poor performance metrics suggest a player struggling to maintain relevance in an increasingly competitive landscape for fan attention.
Clark entering the league last year was responsible for 26.5% of all of their economic activity. So revenue from merchandise, which again, with the CBA as it is currently, she doesn't see a dime of any of that. TV, and then ticket sales, obviously, which again, they don't get anything from that. We know that wherever she goes, she's selling out arenas. The ticket prices skyrocket. Like even trying to get tickets to Carver Hawkeye Arena when they played the Brazilian national team at her old school was just insane prices. If she's going on the road, wherever she's going, ticket sales jumped by 140%. Average is $312. Like, that's crazy.
Perhaps most concerning about Reese's current trajectory is the apparent disconnect between her self-perception and actual performance. Despite shooting percentages that would embarrass most recreational players, Reese continues to position herself as a premier talent deserving of equal recognition to players like Clark. This disconnect becomes even more apparent when examining Reese's social media presence and public statements, while Clark lets her performance speak for itself, generating organic excitement through exceptional play. Reappears to be pursuing attention through other means of strategy that's failing to translate into either improved performance or increased fan engagement. The practice footage represents more than just poor shooting mechanics. It reveals a player who may not fully grasp the level of work required to compete at the professional level when fundamental skills like layup technique remain unrest despite access to professional coaching and training facilities. It raises serious questions about both work.
In a professional basketball league, shooting 30%. You're the laughing stock of basketball. You were airballing in this game, getting your shot blocked like over 5 times, man. And you're still running your fucking mouth like this, man. If I'm the laughing stock of the basketball world and I can't make layups, bro, I'm not talking like this until I get my shit together. This is what we talk about. She runs her fucking mouth like she's out there tearing the basketball court up, man. When she's really stinking it up every game after game after game. And then you want to talk shit to people like this, man. It's amazing.
The coverage surrounding Reese often focuses on her rebounding ability. She's averaging 3 rebounds per game this season. While rebounding is certainly valuable, the emphasis on this single statistic often obscures the massive deficiencies in other areas of her game. When a player is shooting 31% from the field, while primarily operated within 10 feet of the basket, rebounding becomes a necessity rather than a luxury. Media outlets have been reluctant to provide the kind of honest assessment that Reese's performance demands. Articles continue to frame her struggles as growing pains or adjustments rather than acknowledging the fundamental skill deficiencies that the practice footage clearly reveals. As soft treatment does a disservice to both fans and Reese herself, who clearly needs honest feedback to improve her game. The release of practice footage showing such poor fundamentals raises serious questions about the Chicago Sky coaching staff and player development program. When a professional player is displaying high school level mechanics in practice, it suggests either inadequate coaching or a player who's resistant to instruction.
It is an improvement. She shot like 42 last year, and teams know that she gets swatted every time. There's more of a scout on her now than there was last year. But and it's hard, like sophomore slump, like it is what it is. It's a real thing in a lot of situations. Sophomore slump's a real thing. Like, to act like any of the sophomores.
Observers have noted that the trainer working with Reese in the footage was offering praise for shots that demonstrated poor mechanics. This type of false positive reinforcement can actually hinder player development by failing to address fundamental flaws that need correction. The Sky organization's decision to release or allow the release of footage showing such poor technique suggests either a lack of basketball knowledge within the organization or a concerning level of acceptance regarding Reese's mechanical issues. Reese's struggles and the subsequent viral criticism highlight a broader challenge facing the WNBA as it seeks to capitalize on increased interest generated by players like Clark. When a high-profile player consistently fails to meet basic professional standards, it can undermine the credibility of the league as a whole. The contrast between Clark's sold-out arenas and record viewership numbers versus Reese's viral practice fails create a narrative about the quality gap. within the WNBA that the league would prefer to avoid. While the WNBA has historically struggled with talent depth, the current season has made these disparities more visible than ever before.
I gotta say this, who's working with you is also important. I don't know who the young man is working with Angel. I don't know if he's a part of the Sky organization or not. My guess is he's not. My hope is he's not, because there are things that need to be corrected, and instead I'm hearing him give like the nod, giving the praise to what she's doing, and maybe he's doing some correcting behind the scenes. I would think though that if she's shooting shots that are not lined up to the corrections he's desiring, that they wouldn't put that out in the public. So my guess is that
the question facing Rhea in the Chicago Sky is whether these fundamental issues can be addressed mid-career. Shooting mechanics that are this deeply flawed typically require extensive off-season work with qualified instructors, work that apparently didn't happen effectively during Reese's first professional off-season. At 23 years old, Rhea theoretically has time to rebuild her shooting form, but the window for dramatic improvement is narrowing. Professional basketball careers are short and teams won't continue investing in players who can't contribute efficiently on offense regardless of their rebounding ability. The practice footage serves as a reminder that natural athleticism and college success don't automatically translate to professional competence. While Reed dominated LSU, the WNBA represents a significant step up in competition and coaching sophistication, a step that she appears unprepared for based on current evidence.
How good is Angel Reese? She's terrible. Like, I'm just going to be straight up here, and I've said it. There is no hate whatsoever. I hope she does good. I'm not going to wish upon anybody's downfall. I refuse to do that. I do not do that, okay? I don't. But I'm sorry, if you want my honest take, she's terrible.
Like, I'm just going to be straight up here, and I've said it. There is no hate whatsoever. I hope she does good. I'm not going to wish upon anybody's downfall. I refuse to do that. I did not do that, okay? I don't, but I'm sorry if you want my honest take. She's terrible. Angel Reese's practice footage and continued poor performance represent more than just one player's struggles. They highlight the vast differences in preparation skill and star power that exists within the current WNBA landscape. While Caitlin Clark continues to break record sellout arenas and drive unprecedented economic activity, Reese's viral fails serve as a cautionary tale about the gap between perception and reality in professional sports. The harsh truth revealed by the practice footage is that fundamental basketball skills matter. At the professional level, no amount of social media presence, fashion statements, or media coverage can substitute for the ability to consistently make shots that fans expect any professional to convert. Until Rhea addresses these basic competency issues, she'll continue to be more famous for her failures than her achievement. A reality that benefits no one in women's basketball as the WNBA continues its growth trajectory, largely fueled by transcendent talents like Clark. Players like Rhea will need to decide whether they want to be part of the solution or remain viral content for all the wrong reasons. To practice footage suggests that decision may have already been